I am live. What's going on, everybody? It's episode 210, the Reseller Wake Up. Another Sunday morning in the books, but hope everybody's having a good day. So far, so good around here. I've been up a few hours just, messing around with merch, trying to come up with some t-shirt designs. I might throw something together. Supposed to have a couple people pop in. Not sure when they're gonna make it, but if not, no big deal. I've been doing this myself for the last couple of weeks anyway, so just things have been pretty good around here. Sales have been decent. I'm going on vacation next week, so I've been setting my stores up to do that. I put all my merchant fulfilled stuff on Amazon to vacation mode, which it's not a lot of stuff. It's a lot of real cheap CDs and things. It was weird. I don't know if you guys have been getting the emails or the messages from Amazon where they're threatening to start restricting music, and you're supposed to send them some receipts from CD stores that you've purchased from in the last 180 days or whatever. I mean, I got the email, but my CDs are still listed, so I don't know what's going on with that. They told me what I needed to do to stay or to keep my stay ungated, I guess, for CDs, but it wasn't worth it. I mean, I usually when I get CDs, I'll buy like a box of them from a garage sale, or I'll get them at the Goodwill outlet or something, and I never have any receipts for CDs. So my only option would have been to go to like a UCD store or Best Buy or Walmart or something and spend, $200 or $300 on buying enough CDs to actually be able to send them some receipts. So it wasn't worth it to me. It's not worth my time or money to keep being able to sell CDs on Amazon. So if that ends up going through and some of my listings fall off, then not too big of a deal for me. But as far as the eBay thing goes, I need to put one of my stores. I've got two stores right now. One of them's got a basic subscription, and the other one is just a straight up normal store with no subscription. So I haven't gotten around to paying for that yet, which I'm there. I should do it, but I thought I heard somebody. Hi, Joni. So the the store without any subscriptions, I guess you can't put those on vacation mode. So I just changed the handling time to 10 days, but I think I'm going to go ahead and start a subscription today, and just to have it, and I need it anyway. Like I said, I'm selling just enough now where it's worth it, and I do keep finding myself spending a lot on listings on that store because it drops from 30 cents down to 20 when you get a basic subscription, and plus you get a lot more free listings every month. But I fully expect my eBay to start getting much more popular. Or a lot busier. I'm going to be listing a lot more because I lost my job on Friday. They called me in, and it's a sales job, and I lasted a lot longer than I thought I deserved to. But I did good there. I brought in some really good business for them, and we left on good terms. The last couple of weeks though, I just haven't been feeling it. Haven't been wanting to even go out and do anything. I've been just kind of itching to get back to all this and start doing this again. And so I'm going to be around a lot more. Might be doing more videos. I don't know. Definitely going to be listing a lot more. I got to get my stores back up to where they were. Try and get back into that $5 to $6 grand a month range between the two, which shouldn't be hard. I just have to double my sales and I'll be fine. And if I have the time to list now, then this should be no problem. really easy and really fast. So it is bad timing because I am going on vacation this week, and I would rather not, but it's been planned for a long time. So Deb is trying to get in. She said, click the invite button. I'm going to try, and Joni asked if I'm going to be doing shows during the week. I'll see. At first, I'm going to focus more on being focused on making some money. I got to get my income back up and get everything rolling again, because it's not going to be enough what I'm doing right now. But once I get things going again, and I'm back into a good schedule, then I might start doing shows during the middle of the week. Probably be more like haul videos and stuff. Let's see. Deb, I have no idea. Invite me on the link. Trying to get Deb in here. Sorry, guys. I haven't talked to her in a long time. I mean, I chat her up on Facebook all the time, but yeah, I would like to start getting back to doing 2 or 3 shows a week. I've been doing about 1 haul video a week and then doing this once a week. But I think the consistency and just getting back into everything is important. That's kind of what I got to start doing again to get the channel back up. But first, I got to focus on getting my eBay back up, and going to try and do at least 1 Amazon shipment a month now as well. Okay, so let's see. Oh, there we go. I think, let's see if I can get. Oh my goodness, I don't think I have you on Google Plus, Deb. Sorry, trying to get this squared away, get her in here so that I don't have to talk to you guys by myself again. I do like to do the show by myself, but I like doing it with people a lot more. It's more fun when I get to talk to somebody and, bounce ideas off of people and get feedback. And I mean, that's what the whole show was built on. I was never like the guru, I never tried to get on here and tell everybody how to do things or what to do. I just like to talk about what I'm doing and have people tell me what I'm doing wrong, give other people advice when they have questions. I mean, there's definitely stuff that I'm really good at, but there's a bunch of stuff that I always need help with too. Yeah, so Deb, send me your email address so I can invite you. You're not on Google Plus. And all right, here we go, guys. There you go. Sent. So yeah, I'm also going to be focused a lot more on merch, just trying to get a couple designs put out. If you look in the comment section below, I made my first shirt for reseller related anyway. If you look in the description of the video, go ahead and click on that, guys, and tell me what you think of it. I also posted it up in the group if you're in my Facebook group, the Reseller Wakeup. But yeah, if you ever wanted to support the show, that's one way to do it, I guess. But let's see. I've been watching a lot of videos on how to do merch, and Hustle Hacks seems to be, or Hustler Hacks. He seems to have a lot of good information and some really good details on kind of what to do, but I haven't actually I've put up like 4 or 5 designs so far, and I haven't, dang it, Deb. promise I sent it. Um, but yeah, I do feel like I don't think that it's too late in the game to get into merch, but I do think that it's not like it was a year ago. If I would have just started making t-shirts as soon as I had my account approved, because I had a merch account immediately. Like the day it was released, I think I went and tried to get on, and I got accepted immediately, like within an hour. I think it was there was no wait back then, and you didn't have to worry about anything. And for some reason, I mean, I had uploaded nothing. I didn't do a single t-shirt design until this week. Oh, Deb, she made it.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. And like the sun, there's no curtain on this window anymore. So the sun is like beaming in at me. My eyes are like watering.
My window's to the back of me. That's why I kind of like having this shelf up here right behind me now, because it kind of blocks it out a little bit and seems to make the picture a little bit more clear. It's the only problem with doing morning shows. I've got that window that's always been right behind me, so it's really bright.
Yeah, mine's in front of me. So
yeah, that's probably better, but I just don't want to turn this thing around. So yeah, what have you been doing?
Yesterday we were at the house. Malo was working on the walls. So he's like, we closed up a door because the bedroom, for some reason, like the master bedroom had 2 doors. So we closed off one. And then, well, I say we, I didn't do anything. But like, and then he's like fixing cracks and stuff, and then gonna put up new texture. So
nice. Yeah, it's funny. I went to a garage sale. It was more like an estate sale, I think, yesterday, and I didn't buy anything at that particular one. But the whole time I'm walking around this house, I'm just thinking, wow, this thing's about to go up for sale, and this would be so perfect. Yeah, but the only problem is they had a in-ground pool in the back, which I would not want to deal with.
See, my house used to have a pool, and then now I guess they filled it up with concrete, so now it's just a giant pool-shaped patio.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's like really big. You can see like where the filter things used to be, because they just filled it with concrete, so there's like a circle.
Yeah, I wonder how much it would cost to get a pool filled in like that.
That's a lot of concrete.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like it's that expensive, but I mean,
I can imagine it would be. I think it'd be like $1,000.
Yeah, it would have to be around there, right?
I would think that much volume, maybe concrete. Yeah, maybe 1,000 or 2. Yeah.
But that would give you an opportunity too to really make the patio nice and everything, and do.
Well, dude, like at this house, I guess they had the pool, and then they put an extension, so it has like the sunroom, like this giant sunroom or whatever. If the pool was still there, you would literally walk out the door and just step into the pool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had to fill that with concrete.
Yeah. Have you been doing much on the reselling end of things, or you been too busy with the house? Gotta keep things rolling, but how much have you been really focused on doing all that?
My store's been on vacation since like the beginning of June, because prior to this, like we closed on the house. So May, I was all crazy. We closed on the house June the 6th. And then I was trying to get ready for the rally. We left on the 15th. Then I got back, and then it's just been kind of like crazy. June was nuts.
Yeah. And
then so my store's been on vacation. I haven't done anything with it. Like it's on no buy vacation. So I have no money. My sales are down by 98%.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, mine.
It might be 100% by now.
I've been building mine up pretty good. Let's see, where am I at? I started a new account a couple years ago, like just a second account, and never did anything with it. And then like 3 months ago, I just decided, you know what, I'm going to start listing. But just because I had made it so long ago, I didn't have like the PayPal holds. I didn't have the like the minimums and everything, or the maximums. Like the maximum number of listings was up. The maximum amount that I can list was already up. So, I mean, my limits on that account, let me look them up real quick. They're pretty good. I've got 1,000. I can list 1,000 items a month or $25,000. So
I think my one account doesn't, my original account doesn't have any limit on there. And I know people say like, oh, there's a limit, but it's not there. Like there's some accounts that the people just like don't have one. Like,
okay, so my original account, I've had that open since 1997, I think. It's an old account, and I have limits. I mean, I've got over 5,000 feedback. I've done tons of sales on it, but my limits are ridiculous. I mean, let's see, 12,500 items a month or $625,000. So I'm going to have a hard time meeting my limits on that account.
yeah, I don't have one anywhere, and I'm not going to call and ask them.
No, I wouldn't either. I mean, don't call them until you reach the limit.
I don't think I would. You know, the thing about it is I'm probably never going to have over 1,000 items in my store.
Oh no,
like that's just not my goal. It's not my plan. I even like the other night I was going through and I was really breaking down like all the numbers, you know, and I was like, okay, this is how much I need to have to like I was breaking everything down by average sale price, sell through rate, and how many sales, right? So how many listings I had. And I was doing all the variables of, oh, well, if my average sale price is $20, if it's 25, if it's 30, if it's 35, you know, and these are the different variables, and this is how much I'm going to make. And, you know, profit-wise, my store is probably never going to get any bigger than 600 or 800 items.
Yeah. Well, I don't care how many items are in my store. I care about how many items I sell. Obviously, you have to list as much as you can to sell. But, I mean, once I get back from vacation, I'm going to be getting back on that 10 item minimum per day train, but I think I need to really be doing 30 to 40. So I'm just gonna put my nose to the grind. I'm gonna try and get the gym out of the way at 6 a.m. because you know I'm up early anyway. I might as well go do that. And then because one of my biggest downfalls when I was doing this before I got my job, like I'd gotten to the point where everything was kind of on autopilot and I was being really lazy. And I was going, like, I would get up in the morning, I would list for about an hour, then I would do my show, and then I'd have like a couple hours to go to list. And I would get like maybe 4 or 5 items done sometimes. And on a good morning, maybe 10. And then I'd go to the gym and then I'd end up gone the rest of the day. And I'd get home. I'd either go out to lunch with my friends or I'd go out sourcing, and I'd get so far behind on that. Like I had a lot more stuff to list than I had listed. Let's put it that way. And lately I've been a lot better about listing what I get. And plus I'm doing a lot of clothing too. So I don't list everything. I take a lot of it to consignment stores, and, you know, I can go to Buffalo Exchange or, you know, one of these others. There's probably 2 or 3 really good ones in town where, I mean, it's an easy, I take them, you know, 3 or 4 RPCs of clothes and shoes, and I'll make $200 or $300 in an afternoon, and I'll have like 30 less things that I have to list, you know? I mean, I'm paying pennies for everything. I'm getting it all at the outlet. So it's no big deal for me to pay $2 for a pair of boots. And yeah, I could probably get 50, 60, maybe $100 on the high end for some of the stuff. And I'm only getting, you know, but they're still paying me good for that. I'll get $20 for a nice pair of boots. And if I want, I can actually do consignment with them, which I've done several times if they don't want to give me as much as I want. And then I get half of the sale price when it sells instead of, you know, 30% up front.
Yeah, I don't have anything that will consign. So, but yeah, I was planning out my whole plan. And the thing about it is like, I know how much I want to make, you know, how like in between with all those variables. And then I was like, okay, this is all very attainable. This is not some crazy number that I'm not running like a marathon here. I'm doing like a 5K, you know, like I'm just here. And I was like, I was talking to my dad about this last night, actually. I was like, you know, the goals that I have set up are very easily attainable. You know, I sat there and I went through my schedule and I was like, okay, here's kind of like a loose schedule of what I would like to do. And really the listing part of it and like, you know, all of that only took up like maybe 3 hours out of that day, you know? Because I don't want to be like, oh, I'm going to list from 9 to 5. Okay, and you get that goal. It's just not typically not going to happen in the typical day. You know, that's just not going to happen. You can pretend like it's a job all you want, but generally speaking, most people are not going to come into their office 9 o'clock and start photoing, listing, and 5 o'clock they leave their office. No. You know, I mean that's an ideal that you're just not going to get.
Yeah, the best part about all this is it doesn't feel like a job. My girlfriend was freaking out when I told her that I had gotten let go, and like I said, it was on good terms. It wasn't like a big deal. It's
wait, whoa, you got let go?
Oh yeah, I got fired Friday.
You didn't tell me this.
I didn't. I said it Saturday when I did my haul video. I said it first thing when I was here.
Dude, I was getting internet hooked up yesterday. I wasn't even here.
Yeah,
this is like I tell Chad Pagel. I'm your friend. I don't have to watch things on video to figure out what's happening in your life.
Yeah, I got canned Friday, so it wasn't that big of a deal. They just called me in the morning and they were like, "Look,
congratulations, Paul.
Yeah, your sales aren't where we want them." And I saw the writing on the wall. It's one of those.
I'm so excited for you, though. I don't even care that you got fired. I'm like so happy for you.
Well, that's the thing. I was so happy all day Friday, and my girlfriend was just like, "How are you so happy? Why aren't you freaking out right now?"
No, she doesn't get it. She came after the reseller time frame, really. Like
kind of, yeah, towards the end.
She doesn't have that life. Like it was. You know, like she didn't experience any of that. So
yeah, once we started to get really serious, that's when I started like kind of thinking maybe I needed to go back to work because I wasn't staying disciplined enough to keep things rolling the way that they were supposed to. But now that I've had that taste of what it's like to have a job again, I want to go back there.
I don't want to do it. I don't want.
Yeah,
but I mean,
now I have time to train. I'm getting picking up classes where I'm teaching some jiu-jitsu at my school. I've got guys coming to me asking about privates already. And I mean, if you do jiu-jitsu, like if you've ever done martial arts, I get like $30-40 an hour for a private, you know, and it's cash, you know, cash in my hand. So if I get 2 or 3 of those a week, and then I referee tournaments now. I've been doing that a few times, and that's great money. I mean, the last one I did about 2 or 3.
Though. I mean, that's like I was talking to you about that before. I was like, when you were talking about having the opportunity to teach and stuff, and I was like, dude, that's your passion. Like, do it. Go do it. Do it. You know, eat beans and rice and go do it. You know.
Exactly. And that's basically where I'm at. Like, I would rather just eat beans and rice and do what I love instead of make more money being miserable, trying to make somebody else happy and make somebody else rich. Because, I mean, my sales were freaking good at this job, I thought. Like, I had opened up some really good national accounts. I brought them in some great business, and it was just never enough for them. And they were always on me to do more. And anytime I felt like they didn't want me to be complacent, basically. And it didn't matter how much I did. They were going to want me beating the street every day, you know, bugging people that I'd been bugging for 6 months constantly to, you know, I've been doing this a long time, and I kind of have a good idea when I walk into a place whether or not there's potential, you know. And
if you're accepted, or, you know, if they're even open anymore to talking.
Yeah. And then if you get to the point where you've got a good customer base, now I was just focused on keeping them happy. You know, I mean, I was like, I didn't have much time to go out and go after new business all the time. And plus, I'd been into all these places so many times in a year of doing this that I was like, okay, so I'm wasting my time here. I'm wasting my time here. They want me to go here, but I'm not even going to, I don't want to, basically.
I think that's the problem with a lot of businesses. And I try to talk to my husband about this too with his business is, you know, people get into this, I got to get customers, get customers, get customers. And they stop worrying so much about keeping the ones that they already have.
Yeah.
You know, and I have to tell him about that, you know, with customers that he already did work for. And then they'll call him 5 or 6 months later and he's like, to do something else. And he's like, he doesn't have time for them because he's already like doing something else for these new, like, and I'm just like, dude, they're priority. Like they are priority and then he's not getting it, you know?
It's a very important customer relationship. I mean, that's one of the things that I wish I could figure out how to bring into my eBay stuff. And like Amazon, it's never going to happen. You know, you just don't have that personal touch or the personal connection with your customers. But on eBay, you kind of do. You can if you build it. I've never done anything like my repeat business rate is like 1%.
Yeah, mine too. And that's why something like, you know, I've never really niched into anything really. You know, I've always sold a bunch of different stuff, but I really was kind of jealous of people that were just in a niche, you know, where they're like, I only sell plus size women's clothes, or I only sell men's shoes, or I sell ties, or like, you know, that kind of thing. Like I was always kind of envious of having just a specific niche, because that's when you can really kind of, those people will come back to you. That's all you sell, you know? And, but yeah, I'm going to get back into parts like so heavy and hard after this move is over. I'm so excited to get back to work. It's not even funny. Like,
I can only imagine. I mean,
I have a plan. I have a master plan and it's good. And the goals that I have are good. And they're not something that it's like, oh, I've got to work my ass off every day for this. No, I have very attainable goals. And I know that the numbers that come out of it are good for me, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm super, super freaking excited. So August is coming and August will be my month. And my eBay's graph's gonna be like, your sales are up 85,000%. You know?
That's what I wanna double my sales by the end of the month, and then next month if I can double my sales, I'm where I need to be. You know, I mean, I only need to be selling about 6,000 or 7,000 a month to just pay my bills, and then anything on top of that is gravy. And I can, and I've got enough inventory right now that I don't really need to go sourcing. I might still do it just because you got to go looking for those home runs, and I do kind of rely on those $200, $300 sales once a week to bump my numbers. And that's the stuff that I get listed right away. You know, I'll go out to the bins, the weigh and pay. I'll pay $50 for a cartload of stuff. I'll come home and I'll list like 2 or 3 things for couple $100, and then the rest of the stuff I just kind of let sit for a while until I get around to it. But the stuff that I know is going to sell right away, it sells, and that pays for the trip, and that's really what pays the bills for me. I mean, I rely a lot on the big sales, so I constantly have to be out there looking for those.
Well, you haven't had a ton of time to do bread and butter stuff. Like, I mean, you're working a full-time job. You don't bread and butter very much. You have a bread and butter already.
Right.
You know? Yeah. So, but now, yay, I'm so excited. I've never been so excited for somebody getting fired in my whole life.
Yeah, I really had to sit down and explain it to my girlfriend. Like we talked for like an hour, me trying to just get it in her head. It's not bad. This isn't a bad thing.
Great. It's gonna be awesome. Like,
I'm not worried. First of all, and I mean, if all else fails, I can go and get something. You know, I mean, even if I got to go get a bartender job or whatever, just to kind of get things, fill in the gaps or whatever. I've got enough contacts now that it's not even going to be a thing for me. It'll be no sweat. You know, I just got to make a couple calls and I can have a job tomorrow. I sat down with one of my buddies. He owns a restaurant in town. I mean, he gave me like 3 or 4 leads if I want them, you know, just call this guy and I'd probably have a job tomorrow. but
Yeah. No,
not one.
she
I want
shouldn't
to.
worry. I'm not
Yeah, I
worried
want
for
to
you.
Yeah. Well, with the jiu-jitsu thing, there and the reffing and the fight to win pro cards. Like if I get on another pro card now that I'm a brown belt, if I win that, it's $400 to win, and then any tables or any seats that I sell. I mean, last time I sold like 25 seats and 2 tables, which I mean for the promoter is like anytime you want to be on a fight or a pro card, you can be on it. But I was like a purple belt at the time, so I was like, yeah, I'll do another one at purple. And then they freaking promoted me a month later. So
Bastards. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, now that I'm a brown belt, I gotta really kind of, I don't know, be careful. I mean the competition level definitely went up, but I mean if I win a brown belt match plus I sell a bunch of tickets and then ref the next day for the tournament, that's $1,000 every couple of months. Just on the side. Scott asked if I'm still going to Florida. Yeah, I'm going to Florida. We leave tomorrow morning at like 3 a.m. or something like that. I think we have to be at the airport. So gonna go hang out with my kid all day today, and then I'll be in Florida this time next week, or tomorrow. Actually, this time tomorrow. And I plan on. There's like a bunch of jiu-jitsu schools in St. Petersburg. There's like 6 of them, I think. I didn't know it was that big, but I'm gonna try and drop in a couple of different ones, just to go train with some other people, and if they'll have me, of course. And then the rest of it, I think we're supposed to be swimming with dolphins. There's like a dolphin swim thing where I guess they go to like have their babies or something. So we'll see how that works. And then other than that, I'm going to be drinking a lot and chilling on the beach. Supposed to meet with a couple different people. There's some people from St. Petersburg that are out there, so maybe I'll go make a video and call it a business trip.
Yeah. I was vlogging.
That's right. I mean, with the jiu-jitsu thing, I was just going out to visit a different school, try it out. So my girlfriend wanted to go to Orlando though, Universal, because she's like a Harry Potter nut, and she wanted to go to the Harry Potter land. But I remember when I went to Disneyland, it seemed like it was really easy to get park passes on eBay for like 20% of what they sell for on like if you walk in the door and you pay for a park pass, it was like $150 a day or whatever. But you could get on eBay and buy the park passes for, 30, 40, $50. But it seems like I couldn't find it when I was on eBay. All I could find were a bunch of timeshare places. They're like, listen to our spiel for an hour and we'll give you half price on your passes or whatever. And I was like, no, not doing that.
They're having the Harry Potter, the Quidditch Cup. Like there's like a game they play in Harry Potter, Quidditch or whatever. They're going to have that tournament here next year. Apparently they've been doing it for like over 10 years.
What is do they just run around on broomsticks?
No, it's whatever game they play on Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's a flying broom. It's like,
hang on, let me look at some pictures.
Quidditch, they're like flying around on broomsticks.
I don't know, it's loading. I want to see what it looks like. Hurry up, news. Yeah, it says grab your broomstick. These are adults, okay? These are not children.
I mean, there's no way that children are going to be doing it.
They do dodgeball while players fly on their broomsticks.
So it's like a cosplay thing.
But it's an actual tournament. Huh. Like they're really competing.
Okay.
You're basically running around playing soccer dodgeball with a stick between your legs.
Wow. Okay, I see it. That's ridiculous. That is completely ridiculous.
It would be hard to run, like holding a stick between your thighs.
Well, that's the point. It's supposed to be hard, I guess. It makes it interesting. I
It would be
mean,
much easier if you were sitting on this broomstick and flying around.
yeah. I got a really stupid guy joke for that, by the way, that I won't say.
It's too early on a Sunday morning for that one.
Right, exactly. You know what's really weird? It seems like I haven't been getting that much action on my Reseller Wakeup Facebook group, but remember that sourcing connection group that I made a long time ago?
Yeah.
I've been adding like 10 people a day to that.
It must be on the suggested list. Like, it's been doing that to the different groups. Like one day back in May, it was like Ronnie's group. Because, Ronnie doesn't talk about his group very much. And then, like, all of a sudden, he's like, where are all these people coming from?
Yeah.
And then April, her group, the Reseller Learning Curve, one day, it was like literally just like hordes of people were coming. And then the $1,500 room, it was the same way. I remember Joe going like, what the hell is going on? Like, there was like all of these invites. And I mean, all these like, not invites, but like asked to be added. And then, yeah, so it must just be coming up on like the suggested group page for Facebook.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because the stew was like that one day too. Tanya, I think it was Tanya or one of them was like, what the heck is going on here? There's just like constantly this ream of people coming in, and yeah.
Jim Bennett took care of the joke for me in the chat.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Joni said Harry Potter needs a 2-day, 2-park pass. That's ridiculous. And that's what I thought was funny. They split it up. So like half of it is in one park, and then the other half of it's in another park. So you have to get the 2-park pass or the multi-park pass. So it ends up costing like $200 or $300 a day or something like that to
That's expensive.
get in. Yeah. But my girlfriend's like, since we're going to be 2 hours away, like she didn't even mention this before until yesterday. She was like, oh my gosh, I just noticed Orlando's 2 hours away. Can we go to Universal? I'm like, really? You're asking me now? Like now? Today? If we're going to go to Universal? So I started looking it up. I'm like, we're not going. That's way too much.
But we're already there.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep this as low budget as possible. It seems like the kind of place you can go and not spend a bunch of money and still have a good time. So we'll see. You know what I've been doing lately? I've been really killing it on the Craigslist. I've been keeping tabs on Best Buy when the Nintendo Switches come in, and then I'll just go and buy them. They're like $300, and they sell for $400. And then I went to one Best Buy a couple weeks ago, and there was a line outside the door for them. I didn't know what it was all about, so because I was going there to pick up some monitors, and I ended up picking one up, listed on OfferUp, and then it sold almost instantly for $400, like within a couple days. And then when I was at Best Buy, I asked them if there were any other stores that had the monitor that I wanted, like as an open box. And so I went to this other store because they had one, and they had like 15 switches. So I went and bought one of those, or bought another one, sold them both really fast. But now whenever I go to Best Buy, I've been asking them if they have them in stock, because I guess they'll keep them in the back and they won't put them out on the floor until there's like a specific day. Like if an ad breaks or whatever, or like the 4th of July, they wanted to have some on the floor for their 4th of July sale. But I found out that they only have to have so many. So I was like, well, I drove here from this other store because they said that you had some in stock. And they were like, oh yeah, well, we only need to have this many for this sale tomorrow, so we can sell you one. So I did that a couple times. It's been pretty cool, but I'm waiting for that new Super Nintendo to come out. Have you seen that?
Yes, that's it. I'm just not a wait in line for things kind of people. Like, I waited in line for the Hatchimal, and it wasn't even a line. It was just like me and like 6 people.
Yeah. Well, if I see an actual line, then I keep going. But if it's only a couple of people and the store's about to open, I'll stand there and wait for the store to open.
Yeah, I was there first, and then like people started coming, you know, as it got closer to the store opening. But then they hadn't like actually stocked the shelf yet. They were just like in the back, still on a pallet. So they had to get them out so the people, like some of the people couldn't wait. Like they needed to go to work or whatever.
Okay.
Like, ha, working bastards. Missed it. No, but and so they left before they even had a chance to like bring them out.
Yeah, I totally missed the Hatchimal train. I ended up getting one. I was on Dusty's show one time, and I was like, I just mentioned that I kind of wanted one for my daughter because she wanted one for Christmas, and I just didn't have time because I had a job and I couldn't stand there and wait in line, and I couldn't get there early and all this and that. So one of the people that was in the chat actually sold me one for like $50. It wasn't that much more. It was like almost retail.
Yeah, I had bought mine to sell it, and then like my friend, her daughter really wanted one.
Yeah.
And so I ended up just holding on to it for her and giving it to her. Well, she paid for it, I think, so that she could, you know, give it to her daughter for Christmas. And then like I had alerts set up like on my phone, and they would send me an alert whenever they stock status went back in stock. And like December, was it 22nd or 23rd? They came back in stock on Amazon at regular price, like by Amazon.com. So I just bought one at regular price, and it showed up like Christmas Eve. And then it was one of the defective ones that wouldn't peck its way out.
Yeah, mine was defective too. It didn't peck its way out.
You could hear the motor spinning,
yeah,
but it was like it had gotten off the motor, so it wouldn't spin anymore. It would just peck in the same place, and you had to like spin it yourself.
Yeah.
And so I told Amazon, I was like, hey, I don't want to send this back. Like we already, you know, it's already open. It's already like the animal, the actual penguin works. I was like, but it didn't do what it was supposed to do. It's a Hatchimal and it didn't hatch. We got the mole, got no hatch. And so they gave me like $30 back or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it was the biggest piece of crap that I've ever seen in my life. My kid liked it for like a month, and then it didn't.
You got a whole month out of it? I got a whole day.
Well, I don't know. She loved it for the first day, and then she kind of played around with it for a couple of days after that, and then I had to keep reminding her, your thing isn't gonna hatch if you don't play with it. You got to play with it. You got to play with it. I didn't pay $50 for a freaking toy that's gonna sit in the back room, or in the back of your room somewhere. So finally, it started hatching, and then it just stopped, and we had to take it apart and like change the batteries or something like that. But yeah, totally not worth it. So Harkamore won. He said that I got to take my kid to Disney. Yeah, I'm not taking my kid. She's staying.
You're not taking her to Florida with you.
No, it's just me and Casey. She's staying home with her mom. She had one. It was her last week of summer school when we planned the trip, and plus it would have. I mean, tickets are freaking expensive, just airline tickets. So we decided that we didn't want to drop the extra $500 or whatever it would have cost for her ticket when she really needed to be at home. Anyway, you know, Dusty's in the chat. What's up, Dusty? There's Tanya. Wow, everybody's here. Gang's all here.
Yeah.
So
Dusty, Scott, Adam, Tanya, Joni, Yvonne.
Yep.
Man, I've been sourcing and I shouldn't be sourcing. Like, whenever I get all like, I don't want to pack this stuff, then I like go to the store.
Oh God.
Like, so my trunk of my car is like full of stuff because I'm not bringing it in here. I'm just leaving it in my car. Yesterday, I went to Walmart to get a garden hose for the new house. And I ended up buying like $250 in retail arbitrage stuff. Like they had some Wii U games that I bought. I bought a bunch of like water filters, like how like the like refrigerator filters, and then like house filters or whatever. A lot of water filters, and some like modems. So yeah, I went to get a garden hose and I ended up spending 2 hours there and $250. But I was surprised some of those Wii U games, and I know why they were like on clear. Like their section for Wii in that store in this little small town is only like 3 shelves in the game display. So,
well, those Wii U games are really good to pick up. Like you don't find them very much, and that's why they don't make a lot of them. They didn't make a lot of Wii's or Wii U's. They didn't make a lot of the games. A lot of the like the Mario games, they sell for retail price used. So if you can find Wii U, definitely look those up.
Yeah, it was it's not coming up in my history. Oh, here it is. The ones that I got were the Just Dance Gold Edition. 2016 for Wii U. I got it yesterday for $15 and it's $40 on Amazon. That's the lowest price.
Yeah.
And then the other one I picked up, which is what got me like looking at all this crap, was the Call of Duty Black Ops 2 was $10 and the lowest price on it is $53 and it's ranked 2000 in games.
Yeah. Wii is popular system for it's a popular system for the price of the games. I don't know. It's hard to explain. There's a lot of demand for them because they didn't make billions of copies of everything.
Yeah.
So the people that want them, they have to pay more because there just aren't that many floating around. So anytime you see a Wii U, look that stuff up.
Yeah, and then I bought StarCraft 2 Battle Chest.
That's an old game.
It's ranked 1,770 in video games.
Well, yeah, it's one of the most popular games.
At $38.
Oh, damn. That's pretty good. I figured it would sell for less than that. I didn't think it. Well, I guess they probably don't make it anymore. And the Battle Chest was kind of collectible.
Yeah.
Like, if it's brand new, like somebody probably bought it to put in like a Twitch backdrop or something like that.
Maybe. I even bought a strategy guide yesterday. One for Watch Dogs and one for Diablo 3.
Yeah, strategy guides can do good too.
The one for Diablo 3 used, the lowest price is $70. And I got it for, I think, $14. Because it's new, but it's in, like, not new condition. Because you know how Walmart does their strategy guides. They're, like, they just treat them like trash. And they, especially, like, they're, like, 3 years old or whatever, you know.
Yeah,
they don't even have a display for them.
Yeah.
Huh?
Or they've been thumbed through so many times on the display that they're just terrible.
They look like magazines from a doctor's office. You know, they're just so used condition. $70 is the lowest price.
That's insane. Yeah, strategy guides can be very
like it's like super heavy. Like I was in the self checkout and it was like beep, and I put it on the scale. It was like boof.
Yeah. Well, the thing about strategy guides, it's like reference books and stuff like that. You know, people just assume, oh well, Google is killing all that stuff. No, because I mean, somebody that really wants that, the strategy guide's just better. You know, it's kind of like a woodworking book. You know.
Yeah, it's like having your car, like having those repair books for your car.
You're gonna get all the information faster, especially if you know how to go through them, than trying to look the stuff up yourself.
Yep, and you have ads and random videos that are playing when you're trying to look it up. Right.
So annoying.
Yeah, so I think today I'm going to try to process that stuff just to try to get some money coming in because, I mean, I have no money coming in. There's no money coming. There's none. So I'm starting to get into a little bit of panic mode. Like, I don't like my bank account to get under a certain dollar amount.
Yes.
And I'm getting into that, like, this is freaking me out, like, dollar amount area.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah,
I gotta get back to business because this is not gonna work. And I keep asking my husband, I'm like, when are you gonna be done with the house? Because we like need to move, man. And he's like, oh, I think like week after next we'll be finished. And I'm like, You know, it was like, I don't even care about the texture on the wall.
Right? How much of it can you do while we're living there?
Well, I knew he couldn't do, like, what he was doing last weekend was because the house had foundation issues, and then they got the foundation fixed, but they didn't fix, like, the cosmetic cracks
Oh,
that
okay.
went into the drywall. And so he was having to, like, chip out, like out where the cracks were so that it could be taped and patched and then retextured. And so there was white dust. There still is everywhere. And he took the popcorn down. So that stuff you can't do with any furniture in there. But now it's like, put the texture on and let's just go. Please. But I'm just ready for life to be back to normal because this limbo is just not.
Moving is terrible. It's so stressful, especially with when you got all the extra crap. Sometimes I do wish that I just had some job that I actually liked to go to that paid enough money that I didn't have to worry about doing all this other stuff, so I could have like a nice clean house with like hardly any furniture, and if I ever have to move, I can just go, you know. I mean, I remember back in the day, I would move literally with what I would use my car to move, and it would take me like an afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've loaded up the trailer like 3 times.
Oh,
the first one was just like all my stuff from the shed and like outside on like all my inventory. That was like one. And then I moved like most of my office is gone except for one shelf and my desk like right here. Everything else is gone. And I moved like some furniture out of the living room, like some random stuff. But we still have like a ton of stuff to move, like all the actual furniture and all of my husband's tools and then all of like the leftover scragglers. So, I mean, we probably have 3 or 4 more trailer loads of crap.
Yeah, that sucks.
And I can't like move any more of it because it's not like I can just stick it in the garage because then there's no access anymore. It's going to take up all the space.
Right.
So we're just kind of stuck right now.
Gross.
It is gross. I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't envy you. I'm probably going to be here for at least 1 more year, though. I mean, this place is actually, we've got everything organized now. Those 2 shelves helped a lot. Like everything just kind of, when I get back from vacation, my first main goal is going to be kind of turning my storage into like a warehouse, kind of. Not really a warehouse, but just actual place where I can put all my stuff so I don't have to work out of a closet, basically. Because I mean, I gotta ramp up a lot now, and I'm definitely gonna be.
It needs to be more functional.
Yes, and I have to be able to process a lot more stuff. And honestly, I kind of like the idea of keeping my photo booth or my photo area at my storage too. You know, just get like a backdrop, you know, so that because natural sunlight is the best, you know, for pictures. And I mean, my photos, like I'll show you what my photos look like these days. They're pretty horrible. But let's see.
Yeah, I got a storage. I got a 10 by 15 just because I was moving all of this stuff that was from outside, and I was just like, I do not want to hear my husband like, when are you going to go through this stuff in the garage? You know, just like, no. So I moved all of it into like a storage unit because I didn't want to get divorced.
So yeah, this is what my photos typically look like. You can see the backdrop and all that. I mean, it doesn't take that much to make them look good, but I got to go through. I got to like do my little crop, you know, make sure that's good, and then try and get it so that it looks like it's about the right size, and crop it down, and then go to change the back so that it's actually white instead of, you know, that kind of grayish color. So I mean, even that might be a little too bright for it to look quite right, but then, you know, go through and like erase everything. And I mean, when you know what you're doing and you do it all the time, then it goes pretty quick. But I mean, if I'm trying to do,
it's still extra though. It's still.
I would rather just have. I would rather have it done the first time correctly, you know. And the best that I've had, or the best experiences I've had, is just doing it in natural lighting outside. Those get you the best pictures the first time without having to do a bunch of other stuff. But you know, I mean, if I'm doing it only takes a couple seconds, I guess, like maybe less than a minute to do one picture. And now this one's ready to go up, you know, and this is not perfect, but it's fine for eBay.
You only do the gallery photo, right?
No, I do them all. Like if you look,
that's a long time to be wasting.
Yeah, but to be honest, it takes a lot less time to.
That's gonna, if you have like 6 pictures, that's gonna add like 2 to 3 minutes to your listing process.
Yeah, like I'll take an hour. Well, the nice thing about doing it this way is you're not spending that much time on the actual photos. You know, I just take the photos and I can get 100 photos done in an hour, and then that's enough for like 15 listings. And then I spend another hour editing them all. And then I spend another hour doing the listings, and it ends up being like, you know, 5 to 10 listings an hour, maybe in a morning. And then, but yeah, I would rather just go to my storage, take a bunch of pictures with my camera. When I walk in the door, they all upload to Dropbox automatically. Sit down, start going through and listing everything. I mean, I've got the stuff in place, like what do you call it? Like the practices, the way that I do it, so that I don't really need to have everything right in front of me as I list it anymore. You know, I mean, all you really need is like a dry erase board to put any notes that you need. And then, let's see, I'm just looking at the chat here to see what's going on. What is an IG selling account? Is that Instagram?
Yeah.
Can you sell stuff through Instagram now?
Not really. It's just like posting your stuff and about it, and then people want to buy it.
Oh, so it's just a way to kind of establish a brand a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, like you just like, some people are super successful doing that. It's where, I mean, it's just like a regular account, but you're posting things that like with a price, and then you just invoice them through PayPal.
Right.
So it's not like a marketplace. It's just regular Instagram, but.
Okay. Well, I mean, the Facebook marketplace, I've been playing around with that, and it's horrible. I mean, I don't have a lot of good luck selling on Facebook.
I don't post a lot of things there. The only thing that I typically post on Facebook are like when my daughter does, like she has a bunch of books that she's already read. And then I'll post like 15 books, like tween books, you know, like short chapter books for like $20 or $15, and they typically sell really well. So that would be like, I mean, like really fast, like, you know. Yeah. I think I've done it like 3 times where I'm just like, oh, here's, you know, 15 books for $15, and they always, somebody jumps on them because freaking books are expensive. Like if your kid likes to read and you don't library, you know, $5, $6, $7 a book times 15, that's a lot of money.
I always tell people, like, if you're a book buyer or bookseller, like, just because a book scans on Amazon as a penny book doesn't mean that you shouldn't buy it. I mean, if it's like Nancy Drew or Hardy Boys or like one of those serial novels, or like you said, like the tween books, like Babysitter's Club or whatever, the kind of
like
thing
where there's girls and, you know,
where they made like 100 of them. If you can get 10 or 20 of them and put them in a lot, then they'll sell for like $1 a book. You send that thing media mail, you only have to take a couple pictures. They're really fast and easy to list. They're cheap to ship. You know, even if you only get $1 a book, if it's 25 books, that's a pretty good sale, you know?
Yeah. It's definitely something to look for if you're garage selling, you know, because people get rid of those things all the time, and you just tell them like, hey, how much do you want for all these books?
I mean, there are times, when I see books at a garage sale, I ask them, like, especially if it's a lot of books, like boxes of them, it's like, what is your get this stuff out of my house price?
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times they'll be like, you want to take everything? And almost all the time you see that light in their eye, like, yes, I don't have to put them back, or I don't have to take them back. I don't have to do anything with them.
Or put them in my car and dig them to Goodwill.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I'll get like.
It's kind of like once you're done with books, you don't take it back into your house. You know, like, let me put these back on the shelf again. You know?
I mean, I'll get gigantic lots of books for like $5 or $10. But to be fair, there was a really good bookstore that I used to go to where I would go in there and like I would go garage sailing all day just looking for books on a Saturday. And I would spend like 4 or 5 hours in the morning just trying to find as many books as I could. And that's what I was focused on, books and video games. And if I found something else that I knew was worth money, then I'd grab it. But for the most part, that's what I was after. And I would fill up my car with books and take them to this place, the store that's just closed within the last 6 months or so, unfortunately. And, you know, they would take CDs, vinyl, VHS.
Oh, like half-price books?
DVD. Yeah, it was like a half-price books. And, I mean, I'm paying nothing for these books. I'd take them to this place, drop them off, and then they'd call me a few days later like, all right, we've got your offer ready. And then I'd just let them throw the rest of them away or donate them or recycle them or whatever they do. And I'd get like $200 or $300 in store credit for a couple hours. And then I'd take that store credit and I'd go and buy like a brand new Xbox One or something, or an Xbox 360 back when that was the thing. And then I'd put that up. Or I'd go and but they sold a little bit of everything. They sold video games, action figures, just all kinds of stuff. It was a really cool store. It was actually owned by Hastings. It's called TradeSmart, but Hastings went bankrupt and closed all the stores down.
We haven't had a Hastings long before they went bankrupt.
Yeah. And I need to find something else like that in town because I haven't been able to find anything that's good. There's another place, I guess, called like Second and Charles or something like that is similar, but I've been in there a few times. They just seem to pay out really, really crappy, and they don't have anything good. Like I like
that half-price books. Like, because their whole thing is to sell the book for half the price of the retail price, and then I think their method is to give you half of that half. Yeah. Like, it's kind of a consistent pricing basis. Yeah. So we're going to sell it for this, you get half of that.
So the TradeSmart, they would do 30%, they'd give you 30% in store credit of what they were going to sell it for, or half of that in cash. So you'd get like 15% in cash if you wanted the cash. And 30%.
That's not good.
Still good. I mean, they're selling books for more than Amazon sold them for. So half the time I would get more selling it to them on the spot without having to do any work than I would.
I think that's something that people like miss out on. Cause like, remember a long time ago, I had found all those brand new Xbox One and PlayStation 4 games at the Goodwill, and they were like $24.99 a piece. And I was looking on Amazon and I was like, oh, I'm only going to profit like $5 a game.
Yeah.
So I just left them there, and I sent a message to Brock, and I was like, hey, Brock, you know, I don't know what your business model is, but if it's, you know, this, as they have all these games. And he went over there and got the manager down to like $20 a game to take them all, and then took them like 2 miles down the street, which I never even thought of, and sold them to the video game store.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm an idiot, you know? I was like, I never even thought of that, like, in a million years. And that's like such a low risk transaction to just, you know, as opposed to like Amazon, which is more high risk. That was just like instantaneous. Like, I'm going to buy all of these. I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to just go right down the street and then get money back, you know?
I had a friend who owned a video game store, and I've talked about him millions of times on the show, but it was close to my house. He would like, I would do the same thing. You know, I would go through and like, if I could find like a brand new release, brand new PS4, Xbox One games and bring them to him. I mean, I could go, he would give me half of what he would sell them for. And sometimes I would have to give him like 2 weeks to pay me or whatever. So he had a chance to sell them and get the money because he didn't make a lot, but, I would either do that or I would just like, if it was stuff like that, you know, I'm paying $25 for the game. I'm selling them. I could sell it on Amazon and make like $5, or I could take it to him and he would give me like $40 or $50 per game in store credit if it's something that's still retailing for $60. And then I would just basically trade for the stuff that he had on the shelf, because there were a lot of games. He didn't stay up on the Amazon prices that good. So he kind of knew what he would sell it for in his store. And there were a lot of games that I would consistently be able to buy from him at his price and double my money on Amazon, especially like a lot of older stuff. I mean, he had like bins of old Atari games and old Game Boy games that he would sell me for nothing. And then I'd take them and put them up on eBay and lots and make $2 or $3 a game on them, you know? So, I mean, once you get to know people and you get a good relationship going, then it's a good up. There are a lot of good opportunities out there.
Whatever happened to your friends that opened that store?
They still have it and it's still killing.
Is it?
Yeah, they're one of the biggest Magic the Gathering stores in Colorado.
Cool. They opened up a place here that's just like tables and like concessions, and like people just go in there and they play like Magic or Dungeons and Dragons or
that's exactly what every Magic the Gathering store looks like. Just a bunch of tables. And then there's
I passed by there and I was like, what is that? There was like it looked like a bingo hall, you know, it was just like people at tables, and there was like people walking. So I went to look it up, and it was apparently like 15 minutes before like some kind of something was supposed to start.
Those kind of stores are another great place to make good connections with, like get to know the people, because most resellers, if you saw a giant box of Magic cards with 5,000 cards in a garage sale or something, and somebody wanted like 20 or 30 bucks for it, or even like $100 for it, would you even think about buying it? Would you want to go through and like look up all the prices and do all that? I mean, if you have a good relationship with a store like that, and you trust the person and you know they're not going to rip you off, you can take that box to them and they will pay out. I mean, they'll give you what the stuff is worth. You know, they'll give you, even if it's only 30 or 40% per card, you're talking about a 5,000 count card box. If they just pull out 100 cards worth 10 bucks a piece and give you $3 each for them, do the math, you know? And I mean, it's not, and they will sit there and just go through that whole box in 30 minutes and have it processed.
Yeah, they already know.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry about it. I mean, I would highly recommend, if you don't want to deal with that crap, because it does, what they can do in half an hour, it's going to take you weeks to do if you don't know the cards and you don't know what you're looking for.
In NCAA basketball 2010 is still selling well. That's crazy.
Some of them do well. Yeah, some of those sports games.
Well, I was trying. That was one I had in the back of my mind. But you know how you have those things that you know, like, oh, this is some crazy kind of thing, and then it's gonna go away. And I've known about that for what, like 2 years. And so
that's never gonna go away.
It just like popped into my head, and I was just like, oh, it's still $30+.
Yeah, that's never gonna go away. That's just
you can find those at GameStop for like $17.
Yeah, some of the GameStops are cheaper than that. Like, there's a lot of games. I've got a list of games that I know I can walk into GameStop and buy a bunch of them, and then.
Can I have this said list?
No.
Come on, we're friends. Come on.
Maybe I'll just make I'll make the list and sell it. Put it available for sale. Make $100 a week at shopping at GameStop.
Man, the Xbox one is $47 used.
Yeah, some of them are good, and
that's
a lot of the GameStops around here will sell that kind of stuff for $1.99. Like all sports games, all Guitar Hero games, all that, all $1.99. And once you know which games they're selling consistently at those low prices, then yeah, you can always just go straight to them, and you know where they're at. And I mean, I'm in and out of GameStop most of the time. I don't sit there and look around for very long. I can kind of just glance at the shelf and know.
Yeah. Well, now that I know, because sometimes I get super lazy. Like sometimes I'm just like where I'm like, I don't even want to look it up, even though it takes like 3 seconds. Where it's like, oh, I gotta like bring up this app and look it up. I don't want to do that.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I gotta go pick up my daughter.
I thought we were making a shirt.
We were gonna make a shirt. I wanted to make a shirt so bad, guys, but we just started talking. This is why I like doing the show with multiple people instead of just like by myself. I don't have to plan anything. I don't have to do anything. I just hit play and shoot the shit for an hour. You know, that's how I like to roll. But I was gonna make a shirt, but if you guys have some ideas on shirts, or maybe you're waiting for your merch account to get approved, or you haven't done your first shirt design yet, I mean, I'm really I want to be playing around with merch at least once a day for a few hours, just to. You
could make it a Quidditch 2018 shirt that says, "I like to run with a stick between my legs."
I think Quidditch is probably trademarked.
Well, maybe you could just say, "I like to run with a stick between my legs."
And then just a picture of a broomstick.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, you could make like the A with like a broomstick through it.
Yeah, let me see. I've got a few of these t-shirt designs done already. Let me show you guys what I've come up with. I've only sold one shirt to myself. I bought it. Oops.
I think a good way to, remember when merch first started and people were like going around to companies and they're like, I'll get your logo design and we'll make shirts for you. I had Brian do a shirt for my husband's company. And even though I could probably like get them made like somewhere locally for cheaper, it's just totally much more convenient to be able to go on Amazon and just buy like 5 of them at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Periodically whenever his other shirts like get too messed up.
Right. So here's what I've come up with so far. One of the things that, like with jiu-jitsu, human chess is kind of how they call it. So I made this. It's kind of a jiu-jitsu / chess shirt. Be the weapon. I was actually going to try and make this into a brand, kind of working with another guy. He's a tattoo artist, really good artist. He actually designed the belt, and then I made the chess pieces.
That looks really good.
You like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does a really good job with the fonts and stuff. And I don't want to partner for this. I mean, if I'm selling 100 shirts a day or something, then maybe if they're doing all the artwork, but just the amount of work that's involved in the marketing and keeping everything going and just having a merch account in itself is a huge thing right now. It's like it's value. It's got a lot of value. And, if he can do something like that in a few hours, with a little design, then I don't think he deserves half of everything forever, So I'm trying to get him to sell me the designs or sell me the rights to use the designs on my shirts for now. And then let's see, I made this one, which you can buy this shirt. There's a link to it in the comments or in the description of the video down there. But thought this was kind of interesting. What do you guys think of this?
Bitcoin. I think it would have been great about 2 years ago.
Yeah, once I get things rolling again and I start going to some of these big events that they're doing, the resellers, then maybe people will start.
Are we going to start doing the show again? I know somebody said, and you're like, and I came in when you were talking like, 2 to 3 times a day, and I didn't know that at that time that you were now back to full-time reselling. So, yeah. Are you going to do the show? Like, are we going to get all our friends back?
I hope so. That'd be cool, huh?
Come back, friends.
What do you think of this one, Deb?
I like the other one.
You like the other one better than this one?
Yeah, that one's kind of lame.
Oh, I like this one better than the other one.
Really?
Yeah.
See, that's why everybody has their own opinions, and that's why you don't listen to everyone.
Yeah. Here's another one I did. This one was just more. This was just to get it done, like just to get a design up. But I thought it was fun.
I think that's like the stumbling block for a lot of people on that's really good. For a lot of people on merch is that they overanalyze, maybe this is not as good. And then they just like never put anything up. So I think that's a huge thing, just to put the damn things up,
Yeah. And then we did the Be the Weapon with the different colored belts. But this design, it looks too small. I mean, it just doesn't.
I don't like that one. It's too small.
Yeah, so I didn't even put it up live yet. I was like, if you can go back and make it wider, make it fill up more of the shirt, maybe, or make it smaller and do something. I don't know. I did like how that chest one.
Yeah, the chest one came out really good. That one.
So using that as maybe some kind of a logo. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's what I've been doing with merch. Playing around a little bit and got a couple designs, but I can do 25 designs, which I guess now you only do 10 if you have a new account. So
I don't know. My account is like so old, and I've only ever put up like 2 shirts, and yeah. I've had my account since like September of 2015.
Jeez. And you've never sold a shirt?
Yeah, I've sold some shirts, but I've only had 2 shirts up.
Oh, okay.
So, and one of them got pulled for trademark of something that's not trademarked.
Oh.
So.
All right. Well, guys, I have to go. I'm in trouble if I don't leave right this second. I will see more of you, though. I do plan on doing some more videos, and I do plan on getting the crew back together and trying to get some nice conversations going, because I miss doing all this stuff and miss all you guys. But I will see some of you next week when I'm in Florida. Other than that, I will be back next Sunday for sure. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and go to the Reseller Wake Up Facebook group if you're not already a member over there, just to keep up on when I do new videos and kind of what kind of stuff that we're doing. And yeah, that's it. Oh, buy a shirt. Buy a shirt. I need to get that going. Anyway, thanks, guys. Thanks, Deb.
Bye.
Bitcoin.